our sponsors today, Patsy's Irish Sea Moss. So today we're gonna be speaking um, first of all, what is the reason you became homeless?
Uh, Bad circumstances more than anything, and one bad event.
Would we be able to talk about that bad event or no?
Well, my son died.
Oh, sorry
Oh,
for
yeah,
your
about
loss.
that.
Yeah. How long have you been homeless for?
On and off about 7 years.
Must have been a tough time for you.
Bad better.
Why are you still in this position that you are homeless?
Don't know. Just things just haven't really worked out. You know what I mean? I've been gone into places and that, but it's just not really been for me. You know what I mean? Don't really want to be surrounded by drug addicts,
Yeah.
alcoholics, stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Don't you tend to work out really.
Yeah. What do you want to have in the future?
What I had in the past,
What was that? Can you explain?
my own place. You know what I mean? Things like that, job. You know what I mean? Bit of self-respect maybe,
Yeah.
pride back, stuff like that.
Yeah. What is your motivation to keep on going every day?
What I've just told you,
All that stuff.
all that stuff. That's what keeps me going. Can't go any further down, can I? So just one way up.
What did you do before you was homeless? Like what job wise or stuff like that?
I was a builder. Well, ground worker.
Yeah. What do you think about homeless people always being judged as druggies and that?
I can understand it. Don't necessarily agree with it, but I can understand it. You know what I mean? People get up at certain perceptions, don't know people. You know what I mean? You see homeless in certain areas behaving in a certain way, and that's what they see. But they don't. But there's another side to it. Not everybody's like that. I mean, not everybody's a drug addict. Not everybody's an alcoholic. I mean, some of us are actually genuine. You know what I mean? We are homeless. We are on the streets. We're not trying to con people. We're not doing it to buy drugs. We're just doing it to survive. You know what I mean? But I understand why people do it, because them people are out there, and they probably outnumber the actual genuine ones. You know what I mean? So you can see why people would get that perception, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's right.
Yeah. What do you think of people that just don't really care about homeless people, even if they think, well, they've done this to themselves. I don't really care about them.
You know what? Before I become homeless, I had a very similar attitude. Right, but now I'm actually out here. Again, you can see why people would have that, yeah. And I hope to God nothing ever happens to a member of their family, so they have to see it from a different side. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're not responsible, and we can't control what people think or say. We've just got to get on with it on a daily basis. What people want to do or think, well, that's up to them. You know what I mean? If that's what they want to think, who am I to stop them?
So, on a normal day, what would your day be like?
On an average, just wake up if I sleep, try and earn a little bit of money, and then try and find somewhere to sleep. Maybe if I can raise enough money, get a room, something to eat. If not, just generally just doing what I'm doing every day. You know what I mean? Just walking around, trying to do what I can do, trying to stay busy, do something. You know what I mean? So I don't feel any worse than I already do. You know what I mean? That's basically it, really. There's not a lot you can do.
What's it like sleeping at night, cold?
Cold. That's what it's like. It's cold. But you know what I mean? Once you've been out here, it sounds crazy, but you know what I mean? You adjust to it. You know what I mean? Like when you're homeless and you've been out here so long, you can probably handle a little bit more weather-wise than the average person probably can. You know what I mean? Because you adjust. But you know what I mean? It's experience, and there's always somewhere to sleep if you know where to look. You know what I mean? There's always, you know what I mean? But sometimes you're not that lucky. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I've known people who've woke up and they find people froze to death. You know what I mean? I've come across quite a lot. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it can be hard sometimes, but you get on with it, don't you?
What was your life like as a child?
Yeah. Depends on your point of view. Wouldn't have said it was easy, but I wouldn't have said it was hard. You know what I mean? Same as every child, really. Ups and downs. You know what I mean? Mum and dad. Well, mum wouldn't really say I had a dad. You know what I mean? Depends on your point of view. But it was just, I don't know, normal, I suppose. You know what I mean? People out there with worse childhoods and people out there with better. I was probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. What why do you think that you didn't why do you think, because your son died,
Yeah.
what really made what was the changing point in your life? Like when was it? Like when was it around? Like what time of the year?
Well, it was about 12 months before everything happened to me, really. You know what I mean? I just went into a state of depression. I mean, like I said, I just walked away from everything. Didn't want to know anymore. You know what I mean? He was all I had. The only thing I cared about. And when he left, there was nothing left. I mean, I went to work for him. Got up every morning for him. But when he weren't there anymore, there was no reason to do that anymore. You know what I mean? That sounds crazy, but that was just the mentality I had at the time. I mean, now, I'd have probably done it different. I wouldn't have disrespected his memory like that. But I can't change the past. But I can do something about the future. And that's what I'm trying to do now. Even though I'm in the position I'm in, it can be changed if you're willing to put in the effort. And that's what I'm trying to do.
What are you trying to do? Like, what?
You know what I mean? I'm trying to get somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm in with the homeless teams and things like that now, which is what I wouldn't have done a few years ago. You know what I mean? I'm willing to accept the help now that people are offering me when I wouldn't have been a few years ago. You know what I mean? I've just woke up to it a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not so closed eyes to it no more.
Yeah.
I'm not so run down on myself no more. I miss my son, but he's gone. You know what I mean? I can't bring him back, and killing myself ain't going to bring him back either, is it? So I've got to do something with myself. I'm 44. I haven't got much longer left. I mean, not realistically, so I need to do something myself now.
What do you think, like, changed your mentality in the past couple of years?
What I've seen over the last couple of years, really, you know what I mean, when you see what I've seen, it gives you a different perspective on things. I'm not ending up like that.
Yeah. What, do you not have any, like, family that you go to, or no, not really?
None that'd be interested, no.
Is it, like, tough having, like, is it, like, they're ashamed of you or something? Or is it,
Do you know what? I've never asked them. And to be honest with you, I'm not interested in asking them. They weren't there when I needed them, so I don't need them now.
what is your advice for people going, like, going down your path, that kind of that you went down?
Don't. Accept the help when it's offered to you in the beginning. Don't do what I did. You know what I mean? Because you'll end up hanging out here longer than you need to, and it kills people.
What would your advice be for someone that is in your same position as you're in right now?
Do what I'm doing now. Accept the help. Get out of there before it is too late. Because look around you. That could be you. Do it now while you've still got your brains around you.
What do you think of this coronavirus?
I don't know, you know. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? You hear different things, don't you? You got the conspiracy theories. You know what I mean? You've got the government saying one thing and the public saying another. Right? Apparently, the least vulnerable to it are the homeless, because we're out in the open air all the time. But we don't necessarily agree with that, because we're also interacting with people on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we interact with thousands of people a day, not just one or two. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. You know what I mean? It just seems to me like the government are just using scare tactics. I still think they've known about this a lot longer than they've told us. Right? Because you don't come up with a vaccine in the amount of time they've done it. Right? I'm sorry they don't. You know what I mean? They still ain't come up with cures for other diseases. They have to come up with this one.
Yeah.
So they've known about it for longer than they're telling us.
Yeah.
Whether it's man-made or whether it's been released on purpose, don't know. You know what I mean? But I don't think the government had given us the information that we should be getting. I think they're lying somewhere down the line. What they're saying don't ring true. But that's just my opinion.
What was it like being homeless for all the quarantine?
Been a little bit more difficult, obviously, because what I have to do for get money and things like that, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But at the same time, it's not really changed anything. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I was on the streets before coronavirus. I've been on the streets during the coronavirus. Hopefully, I won't be on the streets after the coronavirus. But it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can only get on. You can only do what you do and get on with what you're getting on with, and just be as careful as you can. I live on the streets. You know what I mean? I can only do what I'm doing. But apparently, I'm safer than most. Apparently.
Thank you very much for coming down anyway, and I hope that what you have in the future happens for you. Succeed in what you're trying to do.
Thank you.